afternoon, everybody. We are here to do a quick live, and I do mean quick. I'm in the middle of homework and work. Let's welcome in Watch Your Mouth Reviews. Welcome in. Let's get into this crap that is Love and Hip Hop Miami. I need Love and Hip Hop to do better because this is getting old. This is getting real old. I want Pinky Doll and her hot dog eating lips to please get off of television. You don't have any talent. You're famous because the new generation are slow, and a lot of us was smoking blunts while pregnant with them, and it shows. It definitely shows. It definitely shows. Let's get into the episode, y'all. Please see the link in the description of this video as well for other creators channels such as James, Also Best, Kiwan J TV, and Shayna _MCT TV. This episode started on my nerves. Amara and Eliza meet up with their kids. I think their daughters are God's karma for them, the way that they've moved with men. But Eliza and Amara meet up. They pretty much discuss Shay and the issues with Shay. And Amara feels like Shay's mad at the wrong person. Amara doesn't want to be accountable for anything, though. She's like, oh, I slept with a married man. Now I'm mad that people are meeting with my baby daddy's wife. It's like, girl, like,
exactly.
What did you lay down with dogs and you got fleas. That's all. That's literally all that Amara's going through. But Shay shouldn't be mad at her, so she claimed. And she feels like Miami Tip is the one she should be mad at because she says Miami Tip is the person who brought Shay into this. I don't care about this storyline. I honestly would have rather watched Hot Dog Eating Pinky Doll because Amara's a bop. She's a host. She's a 304, a pretty one with a check, but she has no self-respect. She's incredibly insecure. Even her mama done gave up on her. And we can only talk about that for so long before we just say to ourselves, this girl's a dingbat when it comes to men. So I'm kind of over it. Eliza Rain and Amara's friendship does not surprise me, especially now that we know how Amara is. But I don't know. I see why this show is ending because it seems like no one has anything to talk about unless they're talking about someone else who's talked about them. We're not seeing love. We're not really seeing hip hop. I don't know. But how do you feel about that first little nothing scene, James, with Amara and Lou?
Like you said, it was a nothing scene. There was nothing to explain. There was nothing to really counteract. All we saw was literally two birds trying to figure out why the other bird is not in their little circle. That's all that we saw. And to me, it's stupid. It's like y'all are beefing for no reason.
Absolutely no reason. Absolutely no reason. It's dumb. DM Rocks, welcome in. Good afternoon and or evening. Let me see here. Hey, I felt so bad for the cake and the balloons.
I'm going to hell, but I laughed.
James texted me. He said, fuck that cake. The hell was she crying about?
The hell you crying for like you 12? What the fuck?
Ay. What did you expect? We'll get to that, but I'm like, the cake looked dry anyway. I would have expected it to slide or something from the oil that's in it, but it just stayed there. Dry ass cake at fondant. Rada goes to meet with Kat, who is Kent Jones, aka our nasty overweight Lucky Charms lady or master. I don't know. I don't practice BDSM with my husband, so I don't know. I'm not discussing this scene. Rada went to cry to her other delusional friend. That's literally how my brain processed this scene. Because one of them thinks she's winning because she's fulfilling a sexual fantasy. But honey, you're not going to be 65 years old still with a whip and a chain getting men together. With Kent's condition, I mean, you might not have the time. You might be needing to call IHSS and hire some caregivers, some IPs. You might be talking to case managers, social workers. I don't know. But I don't feel like the scene is genuine. To me, it just took Rada from like, it made her go from stupid to stupider. How did you feel about it? I don't really want to talk about it, but
this is what I'm going to say, Rada. as we said time and time again, we do not feel sorry for you. We do not care about this petty thing. This thing with this young lady is stupid. You know damn well you don't want to conform to anything that they have because it would be no different than Michael slanging his slong all up and down the Louisiana Purchase. It would be no different. So I don't understand. It's like almost to me. This is what I got from this thing, and I know this is not what she said. I almost got her saying that I want to see him fuck somebody else versus him going out and doing it on his own.
I don't know. But like I said, we're not discussing it. I'm not discussing fake stuff. There's nothing to analyze there. That scene, Rada and Michael should never have joined this show.
I guess the check is a check.
If they
Maybe
joined it, they should have joined like Kat and Kent Jones did. Like, oh, we're open. This is what we do. But all we've seen from Rada since we've met her, she came on the scene on couples therapy. And now it's like, I'm just over it. Rada, you, as you said, are geriatric. Do better. Do better, because the Cambodian woman in Oakland, if a man did what Michael was doing to them, would have had his neck. Okay, so I don't understand Rada, but we're going to let her be weak on her own. Now, Miami Tip is still crying over this breakup with this boy. And she says that her situation and her man using her for a show that she's never been a full cast member on is making her see that the things she was accusing Amada of are the exact things that were going on in her life. She's trying to make it look like she was projecting, but how can you project what you didn't know? Just saying. But she meets with Shay, and Shay claims that she just has taken some space from Amada, and this is how Shay shows that she has changed. Shay, you have not changed. You still loud, you still bark, your hair's still heavy on your head. You've not changed.
Tell the truth, shame the devil. Just tell it.
Yeah, like nothing has changed. And I'm pretty sure she probably still let Fabo come by from time to time when he want to see his daughter. She gives one of those. She just does. But Shay claims she's changed because she's not cutting Amara off entirely. And next thing you know, this bitch start crying about her mama in this event. And I'm just like, how are you crying when you were just arguing your mom down, talking about, you always act like I embarrass you? Bitch, did you ever think you're an embarrassment? See, people like Shay, and I'm sorry, a lot of niggas out there seem to think that just because they have a nice outfit, make some money, look good, that's enough for people to be proud of. You can be a billionaire, multi-millionaire, and end up like Diddy. I'm just saying. So money is not something to always just be proud of or to marvel or revel after. And I feel like Shay thinks that way because it's like, yeah, your mom should be proud of you as it relates to starting your own business and not having to kiss people like Flavor Flav and Scrappy for money anymore. But when it comes to your actual like growth, what about her has changed? She's about to be 50.
That's a good question. What about her has changed?
What about Shay has changed? And I'm not just talking about since Love and Hip Hop. Let's really talk about it. Since Flavor of Love 2, what about this lady is different other than she done gained some weight and changed her style of makeup, which we all have since 2007, by the way. I would hope. Nothing's changed. I don't know. Shay is Shay, but she's crying and she says that she's upset because Joy called her a serpent and said it in front of her mama. So basically, Shay is mad that her mom is looking at her crazy and she wants to blame Joy for that. Tip wants Shay and Amara to come to a podcast so that they can work out their issues publicly so that she could give a public apology. James?
I thought Tip was out of her fucking mind.
I think we all did. I'm like, Tip, you just shamelessly showing us you here for $1. You just
I don't even want to be on Amara's side with this. Like, why did you say this on national TV? Like, I need her to be real and say what it really is. Did the wife have some old fucked up ass reasons why you're not fucking with her no more? And Amara may have been right in her situation. Like, say what it really is. Not have Amara on her podcast because you just went through a situation with your man. That didn't make fucking sense to me.
It didn't. It didn't. It didn't make sense because it's probably bullshit. I think we all feel the same way. But it also could be Tip trying to use people for views on her podcast. It's a brilliant idea if she were a little smoother at executing it.
I agree.
But it's given she's the low budget Dr. Heavenly of Love and Hip Hop Miami, and it's just not given. That's what it's given that Tip is trying to do. And it's not working. All right, y'all. Pinky Doll and Jacquay. Did you want to add anything else to Shay and Tipsy?
No, we can.
I didn't
we can move on.
know if I asked you or skipped over you. I didn't want to skip over you.
You good. No, keep going.
Y'all don't understand. Today is a day for me. I am swamped. There are cajillion tabs open on this computer right now. I'm doing the best I can with what I got. Oh, I'm so tired of college. But the next thing we see is Pinky Doll and Jacquay. I guess now they in a relationship. They living out loud, loving each other. I just know the sex in that bedroom stank.
Thank you.
I know it smell like. Y'all ever been around somebody who like to drink like champagne, like real cliche shit, like some Balar, and then they smoking a big ass blunt out of a backwood, and then they want to come and talk to you, and you just all day breath, you just smell the old tobacco.
See, I wasn't going through that. They look like the type that would spray some cologne over some must. And
they do. They do.
And I'm not saying that because y'all, let me tell y'all, I live there. It is very easy to get musty there. But I tell y'all, you got to buy it.
It was in the snow in Canada. Okay. Pinky Doll, I'm sorry. She looked like she smelled like Black and Milds and that cheap pro style wig glue. That's what she looked like. She looked like she smelled like Beauty Supply hair glue. And edge control with a little bit of stale Swisher. She just looked like she smelled like an old blunt. I don't know why. I don't know why I feel this way. And he looked like he may not trim his bald hair, but I digress. These two are in love and they're sharing it. He's gone to visit the family in Canada. I don't know if he met the sister. Pinky Doll, I wouldn't let him meet your sister. You had a baby with your sister's ex. You better keep him away.
I highly doubt he met that sister. I highly doubt it. I would be shocked, like mouth wide open, where you would see all 700 of my teeth if that lady really did meet that sister.
That's what we want to know. Pinky is not interesting by herself. I know that the people watching her streams are either neurodivergent, not sober, or young as hell, of a different generation that is the age that would enjoy that. When I say that, I mean kids in high school now. Like, I can't see adults like really sitting and like enjoying like, yes. I can't see that. I can't. But everybody has a market for somebody. So I'm not mad at her for it. I'm just mad at her for trying to come on here and act like she's a real rapper or someone with talent or relevance, because she's not that interesting. But she tells Jacquay about Big D. Now, Pinky Doll ran to Big D, even though Jacquay was her manager and her man. She was mad that she was getting booked to do stuff that aligns with the brand she's built for herself, which is the bubblegum, pop, EDM, techno, hot dog eating TikToker. If that's a thing, whatever the fuck. She wants to be like Mona Leo, Megan Thee Stallion, Big Lotto, and Pinky Doll doesn't have anything that would even get her close to their status. She just does not. So she did this song with Big D against her manager's wishes without telling him. And her dumbass didn't do anything to look into the splits. We have discussed splits on this channel on plenty of shows that we've done, but a lot on this channel, like, because I did start my YouTube channel with music reactions and reviews and stuff. So splits are a big deal in the industry, especially when you're independent. And yes, the producer does get a split. I know that the writer gets something. If there's a composer, I believe my husband said there's a space for them to get split something, and then you have the artist themselves. So that's not just always going to go to the artist. Check your song credits on Spotify if y'all don't believe me. But Pinky Doll recorded this song with Trick Daddy, and they wrote the song for her. Essentially, they did all the work. They made the beat, they wrote the song, they mixed it, they engineered it, they did everything, and therefore they want their cut. Now, Pinky Doll did all of this without paying them anything and not doing any documentation. So Big D was like, give me $30,000 or I'm keeping the song. It sounds like even if she gives him the $30,000, she'll get splits, but it sounds like she's not going to get like 50%, which she does not deserve, because anybody could have went on the track and did what she did, but not anybody could have done what they did by creating it, writing it, editing it, all of that. So it's amazing to me that the bitch want to come into an industry knowing nothing about it. Like, I'm not an artist and I understand it. How can you want to be in something or know someone that does something and not learn yourself, Miss Pinky? But now she mad and she want Jacquay to fix the problem for her. Also, her nails was ugly as hell, and I know her booty hole dirty, because how you wiping your ass with those things when you could barely hold a drink? But I'll digress. James, do you think she right to go behind his back and against him, which was unprofessional and shady as his woman, and now you want to have him come fix the problem that you caused when you was mad at him being petty?
I just feel like, to me, I don't know what kind of pull she thinks this man has, because outside of Love and Hip Hop, I've never heard of this man. I didn't even remember him being on a previous season of Love and Hip Hop.
That's the truth.
So if he was really bad about it the way we see it, he would be like Big D. We would hardly ever see him because he don't need the show. We see y'all every other episode, so we know clearly y'all need to a platform. And I'm gonna keep it real because I was gonna wait to Big D in his scene to do that, but since she wasn't in that scene, I'm gonna do it here. I just want to understand, Jacquay, how you really fix your mouth to say that she got a whole bunch of streams when all she does is not for music, it's for her literally eating chili dogs. A lot of people love people who do that shit. That's a
And
whole
now she's in
different
the
market.
hospital for it.
Yeah.
I had seen that online. She was in the hospital for a stomach issue. I said, oh, Lord, she did say she was a drunk. Is it from the drinking, or did she eat too many hot dogs? Because it was classified as a class 1 carcinogen.
So like, exactly. Now I'm trying to figure out how the two correlate and how you think you should pull up to another person's spot and confront him when they wrote the song, produced the song, had text in there to instrument the song. How do you think that she doesn't owe this man this money? Because some tell me she's not gonna get the $30,000 in the back end of it for the song. What does the song sound like?
Listening to Pinky Doll. Is she? I'm about to look on Spotify. I want to know if she's on Spotify.
Please look that up, because to me, I was so confused because he acted like she got her popularity from music, but no, she got it from eating chili dogs.
She only got 4,000 listeners on Spotify.
Does that
and the only song that's done well is Ice Cream So Good. And there's an Ice Cream So Good part 2. And there's nothing else there. Except the song called Bestie that's got like 1,000 streams.
So we're going to get mad at Big D because he want his $30,000 though. Okay.
He not going to make no revenue off those streams, especially if it's on a streaming platform. I mean, when I say they pay pennies on the penny, they like, you're not going to get a lot. That's why you see so many artists going and utilizing things like YouTube, TikTok, and other avenues, because streaming is not how they making their money.
No, we all know. We all know in the industry of music, your real money comes from your endorsements and touring. It only comes from those two things mainly. So everything else,
signed, you got to pay your label back, and if you're not signed, you got to pay yourself back. So you're always in a cycle. But we gonna come back to these people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even like her Spotify picture, but I digress. Kent Jones sitting there looking like he stank with his lazy eye is talking to Kat about Rada and Mike. I'm not going to go over this scene too much. I think their relationship is weird, especially how y'all put my good auntie. Okay, I'm taking Kent's auntie as my own. You put my good Christian auntie, my Southern Christian auntie, that look like she will fry me the best piece of catfish, even in the Florida heat and humidity. Okay? You put her in a situation with a bitch that's everything opposite of the church that your auntie went to, kid. This lady gifted your auntie a BDSM bear. I should have done that to my husband's auntie. I don't like the bitch, but I'm going to digress and be good before he come take me off the internet. But listen, you gave her a BDSM bear, which is highly disrespectful to give to your elder, in my opinion, and then put your funky ass foot up on the table next to some fried chicken, some fried catfish, some collard greens, some black eyed peas, and macaroni and cheese. I was offended. Don't you put your toes there, especially when you got your toes dipped in peanut butter and jelly in people's mouths and orifices and things. Don't keep your feet off the table. The hell? But that lady disrespected his auntie and they just glazed past it. All they said in the scene was, well, you know, your aunt's just going to have to accept that. I'm like, you disrespected that lady like crazy, put your foot on the table, and now it's just, oh, well, you know, she has to respect us.
So it makes me wonder, because I don't know what kind of descent she is. I can't really tell, but I highly doubt that this black man can go to your people's house, put his foot on their table, and then gift them with sex toys. I highly doubt that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't, yes.
Delightful said, what the hell did I walk in on? Kid Jones.
Yes. We're just saying, I just don't want there to be like this double standard of her feeling like, well, she can't respect it. It's like, okay, well, if you went to your people's house and he put his foot on their table, would they not be insulted?
I wanted to snatch her up because as quiet as it's right. People, I done been around them. They real big on feet. Take shoes off. They be outside the door. All that. So I'm looking at her.
Yes, that's why I say I can't tell which area she belonged to. But what I'm saying is all of them have thing about feet and how they supposed to stay on the fucking ground. It was my point.
Hot Mess Express. But what was weird about this scene was it seemed like at the end of it just seemed weird. So Kent sided with Rada and was like, Mike's not handling his business. We may have to go. And like they gave like they want to rescue or like recruit her.
Yeah, it
wasn't even like
mentality. Pimp ho.
It was very weird. It was very pimp ho, bottom bitch, real pimp.
Right.
I didn't like it. And I know that half of this shit is fake, but that I had to stop what I was doing and look at this again and rewind it. I said, this made my spirit feel disrupted. If I'm being honest, the hell, what you mean recruiter? That's weird. And you know, I went to visit a friend in Hemet, California, which is down like in San Bernardino County. And we kicking it and all of this. And we met this group of people, ended up kicking it, barbecue, and doing the whole thing. Why did they end up being swingers? You just never knew. They verbatim said, we'd love for your husband to get out here. We'll put in on a ticket. You know, we could all do things. What you mean we could all do things? People really exist like Kent and Kat. And I think that's why I was looking at it like, you're kind of just as bad as Michael if this lady is crying to you, is postpartum, and y'all are plotting on how you could get her to your bedroom. Let her coochie heal first. Give her about 3 more weeks. Please.
I just feel like with Kat, I feel like what part of that realistically is a loving relationship? I get there's unconventional relationships and non-traditional relationships all over the place. I'm not dumb to that. But what I feel like she's doing is she's talking a big game, saying this man loves and respects her. Meanwhile, he's trying to recruit someone else in a little peanut gallery circle. I'm trying to figure out what kind of respect that is. Because this is the same really shit Rada is complaining about.
It's literally the same thing. If a man loves you, he's not going to be wanting to do this open relationship stuff. No. I promise y'all. And if you think it works, even in the name of religion, go watch Sister Wives on TLC. The shit don't work. They all mad at each other now. All of them. I'm trying to tell you. It will never work. Jesus. Y'all, let's get into Joy and Miami Tip. They meet up. All I got from this is Joy is standing on business. She has no regrets. She mad as Shay for bringing up the fact that her and her sister that slept with the same man. Honestly, I don't like Shay, but Joy don't have a reason to be mad at Shay.
No.
Joy needs to be mad at Trick, her sister, and her daddy side of the family for not telling her when they knew that her sister was messing with Trick before her and while he was with her. Be mad at them. But at the end of the day, to even be able to say that you slept or shared some work with your sister's man or a man that, like, that to me, you should have never let that happen. So to me, Joy and Sam are both wrong. Because at one point, you each knew the other was sleeping with a man that you both shared in common, and both of you decided to keep fucking him. I don't care if he became a husband or not. Somebody should have cut it off. So I'm tired of them, but I don't think Joy's beef with Shay is misplaced anger.
It's misplaced anger, but then also it's misplaced information too, because that came from Gael. So off of the strength of Gael's messy ass who gossiped and told you what happened, you took that with a huge grip to say, oh yeah, Gael is trustworthy. I know she's saying she ain't lying, and I'm gonna confront Shay. Because remember, that's how this all got started. So, Joy, you really thought in your mind when Gael brought you back that information that you didn't think to say, well, let me ask Shay what happened. And let me, because I'm not talking to my sister. So let me ask Shay, let me give her the benefit of the doubt to be able to discard what Gael told me and make the assessment. You just took that with the strength that Gael was telling the truth. Now, I don't know Gael to lie, but Gael brought that story back wrong. So, yeah.
She brought it back. She definitely brought it back wrong to get her mad at Shay.
Yes.
But the fact that anybody would trust Gael on this cast is
insane.
But also the fact that Joy is snapping instead of looking into that, which Joy normally would do since her time on this show. There's something she's guilty of. But
yes,
at this point, Joy, please stop yelling at the people and go talk to your sister. Bring that lady back on the screen so we can figure out what's going on.
I know. Jesus. I'm sorry. Yes, and I need her to come back the same way she did when she first saw you. Hi, sister.
She was cool until Joy threw them french fries at her. The Lord left the building.
I mean, I'm trying to tell you that now she from 54th and Crenshaw. Now she ready to fight. That pastor went out the window. I
forgot where I'm from. She said it's in me still. I'm saved, but I could pause. Lord, we'll see, Joy. Now, Trick Daddy has a performance. Miami, you must really support who's from there, because Trick Daddy performing today. I mean, I get it. A lot of, art, like in the Bay, we got Mr. Fab. Shout out to Mr. Fab. Check out his GoFundMe because his shop did just burn down. And he's gained some weight since he was on that short bus, that short yellow bus, if you know, from the Bay. Shout out to the Bay Area. But Trick Daddy has gained weight also. That's fine. But what happened to his sense of rhythm? What are these dance moves? He's hopping around the stage like a little inchworm. I'm so confused. I want Trick to take his damn medicine, as Joy told him seasons ago. Because I feel like if he took his medicine, he might get his wife back and all the bullshit to go away. I want him to stop. But he has his performance and he goes backstage. Now, Jacquay is there in a suit and a stupid haircut. And he's looking for Trick because he's familiar with Trick Daddy. And he runs into Big D in Trick's dressing room, it looked like. And Jacquay says, hey, and introduces himself. And it's like, I'm Pinky Doll's manager and her man, because Big D was like, oh, so you the one she was crying over in the studio. And Jacquay did try to be respectful. He was like, respectfully, that is my lady, but I'm also her manager. And he's trying to figure out who Big D is. He's like, I never heard of you. Which, honestly, a lot of us have never heard of Big D. Unless you like DJ Mustard, Scott Storch, DJ Khaled, like London on the Track. Unless you're like a huge producer, as Suge Knight says, one of the producers who got to be all in the video with your artist. Unless you're one of them, most people are not really going to know who a producer is, especially in person, unless we hear a producer tag or something. People aren't going to know. So I'll give Jacquay that. However, you are part of the Love and Hip Hop family, Jacquay. So if I don't know Big D or the people watching don't know, fine. But you on this show, I'm pretty sure you know of the cast. A lot of y'all mingle in the same circles or end up at the same events. So I'm sure you've heard of them. Stop trying to throw dry shade, Jacquay. Because I remember you did that shit on Love and Hip Hop New York. But Trick Daddy is like, because Jacquay's like, I don't know him. Trick Daddy's like, well, he got a Grammy. He got a Grammy. He's a Grammy Award-winning, Grammy-nominated producer. And Jacquay is still like, respectfully, I still don't know you, and I think you were wrong to charge her $30,000 with no splits. Here's the thing. You know your bitch is unprofessional. So how are you going to go to this man who did what he did? Now, I get it. It's fucked up for existing artists that have made it to take advantage of new artists. That's fucked up. But I also feel like you got to get your money, and there's a way to do things. Common example, Trina. Huge rapper on the show, hugely relevant today. I have worked with artists when doing the music reactions, just regular artists out of small towns in Alabama, from Alabama to here. They have gotten features from Trina. My husband's worked with somebody who has features with Baby Eazy-E. There are big people and big names who will do a feature for nobodies for $500, $600, $700, $800. Some of them charge more, but Trina's charging $800 for what I saw. So it's like, and I don't quote their prices because I'm not saying their prices. I'm just saying what I have seen. So it doesn't make sense that Big D would charge $30,000 because I promise that studio probably was not $30,000 worth of a studio. It probably was not $30,000 worth of work. But Jacquay and Big D end up getting into it because Jacquay says something about Big D's teeth. Let me tell you, somebody get some younger people on the cast with Jacquay because the way he will read you for filth was funny. But they end up fighting. And I did holler at the end of the fight when Trick Daddy's like, I don't know what's wrong with young dude. All this over a girl, a hot dog eating girl.
I second that, Trick. All
Listen,
this over a hot dog.
It's rare we agree with Trick Daddy.
Right.
But I agree, Mr. Dollars. All of this over a bitch with no real talent. The bitch can't carry you too. Even Carly Red got up there and was Louis Prada Gucci. It was terrible. Pop them tags.
Let me tell you, for L.A. Reid Jr., it was going to have to do. Because that's a huge ass fucking name. So, of course, she going to get up there, Louis Prada Gucci. I would have too.
But she did it. And one thing I will give Carly Red, season after season, she's a day one of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. She has never given up on her music. That's how she fell out with Spice over that damn song being recommended for a Grammy. Carly Red never gave up. And people still take her as a joke. So Pinky Doll, y'all have to understand how she looks. Jacquay, if they're telling you that nobody knows her for shit outside of eating hot dogs and TikToks for kids that are a little slow, then you got to understand that she's not respected. And then rap is not like singing where you can go and do like Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian, make a little song and put auto-tune on it. This is not like that. You got to prove yourself. And what's she going to do when she's invited on Sway's show and got a freestyle and she can't even speak 10 words without struggling? What's she going to do?
Once again, this was so idiotic of you to do as a grown-ass man when you don't have a leg to stand on, when you told this man that she is, one of the top-notch streaming artists for eating hot dogs, mind you. Not for music, but for eating a chili dog. To me, I would have laughed at you because I know you don't think that that lady really is popping because of music.
She can't even talk in her live streams because she's taken on the persona of being an NPC. She can't even, if James was to do music, he could be like, at the end of every show, be sure to see the link in the description to listen to my song. She can't even do that because she has to stuff her face with glizzies, as my husband calls them, and say, yes, yes, yes. Be careful what you get famous for, y'all.
Right, please. If we don't tell you nothing else, listen, all money is not good money, all success is not great success, and all popularity is not always the most positive. I am not going to be up here eating a chili dog in front of y'all for some clicks and views and a little bit of money. I'm not about to do all of
No
that
way.
because once again, one, I'm embarrassed by that's why I don't eat in front of a mirror because I already know how I eat. So that's one. But two, I feel like there's nowhere else to go from there. Like you doubling up the chili dogs just to get more clicks and views. It's like, lady,
Relax.
relax. Like get you a side hustle. Maybe why don't you go to, take some classes, get you some speech therapy, because speech therapy helps. When me and Mrs. Best, I was a guest on her music reviews. I said that in the recommendation to a lot of those artists is get speech therapy because it does help with the flow of your mouth and your rhythm of how you talk. And then if you choose to rap, it does help. I'm not trying to be shady. I'm trying to help her. But we're not going to sit up here and play like she really is this huge artist that has streams and success off of music when it's realistically her inhaling food.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's the truth. That's the truth. But figure it out, Pinky. Darkway, figure it out. I also would like to say I do think that you can have a world where your spouse manages you or a family member manages you. Some people make it work. I think one of the best examples would be Kris Jenner. Sometimes it just works, but I don't know. If you're gonna manage your partner, that's different. Like my husband does music, I help him with his stuff, but I wouldn't like manage him for real, for real. It wouldn't work out because he'll piss me off or something for not taking out the trash, and I'll be like, "Fuck your label party." You know what I'm saying? And we don't need that. That's so I do understand what Big D is saying. Like, it's not a good look. You're not going to be taken seriously if you're sleeping with the talent. No one's going to take you seriously. Stevie J is a great example of that. He didn't get taken seriously until he stopped fucking on Jocelyn. It's just a fact. But, they will learn. I don't think Jacqueline should be over her career. She needs to just stick to streaming. But, y'all, Kent, Rada, and Michael Blackson, as well as Kat, meet up. There's a table full of swingers. People want to be in a relationship, but don't want to do what it comes with it. That's what this was. Now, Kent came in and talk about he's there to support his woman because Kat is very attracted to Rada, which Kat has not said herself. She's just been making it seem like she's a friend of Rada and trying to uplift her. But apparently Kent's like, oh, my girl want to fuck her. Listen, Kiwan, we was just saying this earlier. It's giving pimp and madam because it felt like they was trying to recruit Rada as like their next hope. It did.
Well, here's the thing, yes, and it's sloppy pimp because he just sweated out his press. So you have to understand that is a struggle, pimp and madam. What he did? He did?
That was
baby.
a silk press. You should have put that just for me through your head or something.
And I get it because once again, I said I lived in Miami, y'all. I get the humidity is terrible.
And that's why you put that dark and lovely in your shit. That way, if it sweats out, it'll still just hang there instead of doing what his did, which looked like.
We tried to tell Royce from Basketball Wives as well because she could never keep that press curl in that hair.
She couldn't. I just said this also. He looked like he stank. Kiwan JTV. We fuck with her the long way, not the short way. We will be live again with Kiwan to go over Love During Lockup, the hot ghetto stanking mess that is. But I encourage everybody to see her review. She's pretty good about timing. She gets these reviews out usually the night after they air. So I encourage everybody check out her reviews, especially if you watch the episode and you feel in some type of way. She likely has the review up already. Please look into her. The link is in the description. But this meetup was a mess. It was a sin. It made me want to go to church and pray. And I ain't been to church in over a decade. But I felt like my spirit was vexed watching it. So they acted like they're going to steal Rada. And Rada's dumbass is hoping that they will shame Mike into realizing that he's not treating her right. Baby, a man knows he's not treating you right. He don't give a fuck. I want to shake her and be like, if a man wants to treat you right, he will.
I just have a question for her. What makes you think that their relationship is any better than yours?
Because she don't know nothing and they're not sharing anything.
They're exactly like Rada. As I said, Rada is not smart at all. That is a phoenix woman for you. I'm telling you. Y'all have to understand something. I don't say this just to say it. Like it literally, y'all deductive reasoning. They literally teach us this in high school. Well, at least in California they do. I don't know about everybody else. But process elimination. All you have seen is the optics of them as two people. In the behind the scenes, but what we saw and what you will see is we over here talking about some peanut butter and jelly toast and having some random man suck on it while he filmed.
I
That's
don't
what
want
you
to,
want,
you know,
Ronnie?
I like to take peanut butter and put it on a Ritz cracker or a saltine cracker. I've loved it since I was a little girl. Shout out to my Nana. I was in the grocery store. I was in Safeway, and I saw the peanut butter aisle, and I put my head down. I did. I'm not looking at peanut butter the same no more. Even the extra crunchy Skippy that I love. I'm just that I think these
See,
people may have genuinely ruined peanut butter for me. Can I sue for emotional distress? Can I pull a Brit Eady? Because the things that they have done with PB and J. When I saw my good friend, my braider, her kids was having a PB and J when I was there a while back, and I haven't looked at peanut butter the same. I just haven't.
I haven't had peanut butter in years, it's because I'm allergic to it, but not severely allergic to it. I just have a little reaction or two. But here's the thing. This is what I'm gonna say. I feel like y'all are making a mockery of relationships on this show, and particularly with everybody. Y'all are making it to where people don't want to be in relationships, and that's a very sad thing. One of the most tremendous things about people to individuals is how they can cohabitate and live life and really flourish and love and cherish each other. Y'all are making it seem like relationships are a transaction, either financially or disgustingly, as we see here. It is crazy.
Let me tell you. Kiwa said Michael said Rada need a therapist, not a pimp. I did. Let me tell you, I did holler at Michael Blacksett because the way he handled this was funny. Because they did bombard him and gang up on him. And as soon as he comes in, Kent Jones starts dropping jokes. And I think he did that because he knew Michael would drop jokes. They did work together on the Hollywood Squares Ice Cube show that was airing a couple years ago. I know they made a comeback, but Kent was in like the first season of it back when he's never been cute, but he didn't look like this. But Kent starts dropping jokes, and Mike said, "What is this guy? Who is this man coming up in here looking like his mentor is Rick James?" I said, "Oh, Jesus."
That's
I said, "And it starts and it didn't end." He told him that Murata needs a therapist, not a pimp. I cannot. Uh, and Mike says he feels cornered in by them. And he said something because Rada ends up losing her shit, and Mike didn't care that she lost her shit. And when she walks off, Kent is like, you got to learn how to keep your lady happy, especially with the open relationship. And Mike is like, what the fuck? I'm not going to take advice from a pimp, which I was dying. And the next thing that Mike says to him when he's talking about he needs to treat his lady right is, I quote, Mike said, listen, as long as my dick is big and I can provide, she ain't going nowhere. I said,
I believe him.
I believe him, but the fact that he said it, and it's crazy because he would never say that in front of Rada. But with another nigga, he said, let me explain something to you. She ain't going nowhere. I can provide, and my dick is big. Let me tell y'all this. I'm not surprised by Michael Blackson, so I'm not going to rip him apart because he's made it very clear this is how he moves. I'm not even going to come at Kent because you think that you're better when you're doing the exact same that Michael is doing, except you're doing it in a way that allows your bitch to think that she has control. Kat, you don't really have control. She doesn't really have control.
No, she doesn't. And I don't understand where she thinks she does. But we'll just let her be delusional.
In the words of Drew Sidora, you must be delusional. She's literally in Delulu land. And we gonna let them be there with their toes and PB and J's and macaroni and cheese near feet. We gonna let them have it. But nothing happened to that. I'm disgusted with all of it. Kiwan said, anytime a nigga try on 70s wear at a lower budget Soul Train Fashions, aka KG, screams, "We have major issues." I feel like he's doing this pimp persona because it will make people pay attention to his loud clothes instead of the changes in his face from the Bell's palsy that he has. I don't know why, but there's a lot wrong with Kent Jones. This did not help his career at all doing this show. She said, "I for sure believe Michael. We from the motherland, don't we all?" He got to have.
Here's the thing: there's a market for what he's trying to do. This is not the audience for it.
There's a market for what he's trying to do. My youngest brother is actually into that market, and he doesn't align with it at all because the way he's doing it is what she said, corny and low budget. There's a market, but if you're going to enter a market, you need to do it correctly.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You just do. He put on, as she says, some cheap ass clothes from a store that looked like one of them little stores we got at Durant Square out here in the town. He went to the Fruitvale district, got off of the one, and walked his ass up Coolidge and found him one of them little stores where you find stuff that no one else is wearing. We know.
I was just too busy looking the fact that he had a cleavage. Like it was just.
Oh Lord!
I just couldn't.
But James is correct. There is a market for what Kent Jones is doing. A huge market. Someone who does what he's done. Huge example would be Silk Sonic, Bruno Mars, and Anderson .Paak. I think they're the best current example of bringing back funk, soul, changing the outfits to look a little 70s, but they don't look like they stink. And they close rich and they don't look like pimps. You know?
Exactly. That's what I said. There's a market for this. It's just you cannot. First of all, Miami is the wrong place for this. Miami haven't brought Miami Vice in years. So the fact that you in Miami doing that is just kind of, you have to bring that to a place to where like Vegas would be perfect for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, Vegas, anything goes. That's a very good.
Yes. I just feel like Miami is just not the place. And I get he's from there. I'm not trying to take away. But the thing about it is Miami is trying to elevate in advance because they're trying to erase, So I think for that, you can't really, to be honest, Trick and Trina are the only thing that's keeping it alive for them out there. Really, it is.
Let me tell y'all, that's the truth. And don't come to California either, Kent. That shit don't work out here. Well, it can if he lose some weight, because LA really is that shallow. It really is that shallow here in California. If you overweight, they talking about you. It's crazy, but it's just how it is. Moving forward, y'all, we get to Eliza's mess of a birthday party. Eliza, you could have spent this money fixing your BBL, but I digress. Sonia and this nasty, tacky blue hair are at the party, and her and Amara make peace, which they don't really have a reason to have a huge beef. Amara has Sonia fucked up. Sonia didn't know Amara well enough to do anything to her, so it's like there's no reason for them to be beefing. She was just there. But Amara tried to act like she's the bigger person. Girl, you fucked up this girl's party. She's just joining a cast full of yo crap. Watch who you sleep with, and then you won't have to worry about who's judging you for it. Can't nobody say I've been with a married man except the one I'm married to. That's how it should be. Please, y'all. That's how it should be. James, you single? I swear to God. Next person you date, if they married, I'm kidnapping you. On record. I'm letting you know right now.
I'm going to waste my damn time.
I don't know. People be lying. I just felt the need to say it. I'm that friend.
I'm about to waste my time. Let me explain something to you. I get why she's saying that. And I understand what she's saying. I'm not mad at her but for me, trust me, James does investigations on people he's with. I don't just get with anybody. I have not been with anybody married, man or woman. Never did it and never will do it. That is not for me. So, because I'm selfish. I want you all to myself.
That's how it should be. And if someone's still married, you don't have them.
You don't have them.
Lord. But
and I don't want to be in the hospital and then I got to see your spouse come in talking about oh yeah, he can live or die. I don't want that. I'm sorry.
With your spouse, that actually happened to one of my clients earlier today.
Oh,
I got a call from CPMC in the city and they're like, what do we do? This person so on and so forth is here. I had to help my client fill out an ROI, which is called a release of information for their girlfriend, because the hospital kept calling the husband. The client is now dating women. But yeah. And when I say that girlfriend was pissed off, I gotta sign a document to make sure who I love and pay bills. I said, listen, I'm just a social worker. Sign the paper, bitch.
For real. What you get mad at me? What you get mad because Lisa's sitting up there and ain't being honest with you and got a whole husband somewhere?
I'm like, are we doing this virtually? I'm at home. They not knowing. I don't want to be talking to you as much as you don't want to be talking to me. Why don't you always yell at the social worker? Sign the fucking paper. Hell, Lord. That's why you got to be careful who you marry. Make sure you with someone who's not married, because that genuinely is a thing. And if I didn't get that paper, I would have lost my job, and then they would have been upset. So yeah, make smart decisions, y'all. But Shay arrives at this party, and there's this dramatic sit down with Amara and Shay. They actually made some peace. Amara and Shay have been on the show since season 1 together. They've done this with their friendship over and over, but they've never really done anything to each other that's so bad that it's unforgivable or like a direct betrayal, in my opinion. So I don't mind seeing them make up. I also think they're one and the same. They both got pregnant around the same time. They both got pregnant by men that were married or engaged at the same time. They both like to date men that are unavailable. Neither of them can keep a man, and they both enjoy big, questionable wigs. These girls are one and the same. They probably got the same doctor too, looking at the shape of their ass in this graphic. We just never know. But they make peace after hollering at each other. And I'm thinking, okay, who would have thought the girl who was passed around on Tory Lane's jet, getting busy with a bunch of his friends and stuff, is now making peace? Look at the growth. We still have seen Eliza sell a house because she came back as a realtor. We've yet to see her sell a house, but at least she's making peace. So I will give Eliza that, even though she came with us with that fake pregnancy. I will give her that. Now, Joy comes in looking regular with her same ass hair with that middle part. And Joy comes in and acknowledges everybody, doesn't acknowledge Shay, and they start to exchange words. They almost fight. Things went to shit. Now, here's what I didn't like in the interaction. Hot topic. Square up, bitch. Because I don't like bitches like Hot Topic. I understand if my friend's in a fight, I'm going to be on my friend's side. But why are you popping balloons, throwing cakes, destroying property? Hot Topic should not have been involved in this interaction with Joy. Joy came in aggressive. Joy crashed someone's event. Why are you doing this, Hot Topic? You don't even have a topic to talk about on the show except for being up other people's ass. But it seemed like Joy and Hot Topic was really upset that Shay called them purse holders. Did you notice that? That's where it really got a little crazy, a little hypey in there. Called her a purse holder.
Oh, that was a good one. I can't even lie, Shay.
They read her for filth because it is the truth. We know you for being Trina's cousin and doing Trina's hair.
But here's the thing, Eliza. This is my thing with Eliza. As soon as Hot Topic popped a balloon, she said, "Hot Topic, don't pop a balloon. Why you gonna pop a balloon and ruin my decorations, Hot Topic?" I said, "The fuck, girl? If you don't get..."
She was really upset.
She was really upset.
Like if the guards would have let her through, she would have been whooping her ass in tears. Because first the cake. She said, "What? Not my cake." But when she popped the balloon, she said, "I just want to know why you keep doing this on my birthday." Girl, you invited these people.
How old is Eliza Rain really? How old is she really?
I believe she's my age or your age. She's somewhere between
us.
Let me Google it. I'm gonna Google it because I don't even want to.
Because if Eliza, there's no way she could be our age because the baby, her daughter who had the baby, was what, 21?
She 22? Is 42 years old.
Oh, girl, good night. Good night. So you mean to tell me your overgrown ass really was crying over some balloons and some cake. Not the
I
fact that
know
they,
people. I know people. We have a mutual friend from high school who just had a birthday. There are some people turning 35, turning 45 that believe that their birthday is a motherfucking holiday and act as if they are a 6-year-old getting the biggest pony party they could at the petting zoo. Okay. There are people that do this over their birthday. Birthdays matter to you and sometimes to the people in your life. You're not going to be crying over no motherfucking cake at 11 hip hop sponsored event. You have to expect that your cake would break. And the cake was too small to feed all those people. So I'm just saying that was a little ass cake. But the issues that they had irked, I think, all of our nerves. Now, Joy ends up going outside, sitting on the curb. She's mad, going crazy. Hot Topics, out of breath. Her wig glue is coming up. And Joy is like explaining to Bobby, because Bobby ended up leaving with them, even though he was there. And Bobby, stop putting on these wigs. It's not cute. Like Bobby, Saucy Santana, I don't have, listen, if you want to transition and be a lady, do that. I don't give a fuck. But if you're going to put on a wig, make sure it's on your head correctly. Saucy, please stop wearing wigs.
Stop getting these Party City ass wigs and shit. Y'all,
the lip injections on Bobby just make him look like the cheap pose on Divisadero off fentanyl, looking for their next trick for $1. I'm trying to tell the truth. That's how he looked. I mean,
he fucked up his face. Bobby used to be really cute back when Love. He used to be really cute. He wasn't as cute as the man he had on season 1, but he was cute because that man is still fine. But
natural is just always gonna be better.
Always gonna be better.
And
Bobby,
9 times out of 10, people be like, "Why am I single? I look like this. I pay for this." And then you talk to the people, and they're like, most people prefer a natural person. But I digress.
Yeah.
But this whole thing was a mess. Joy pretty much was telling Bobby, though, she's like, I will apologize to Miss Sandra, Shay's mom, but not to that bitch. But I didn't mean to disrespect her mom. I meant her daughter's a serpent, and she is. And I agreed with Joy. And even when Joy yelled at Miss Sandra, she said, "No disrespect to you, Miss Sandra. No disrespect, Mom, but you raised the serpent." And she did. She did. And it was disrespectful to say, because her mom could have been offended that she was coming for her parenting style. But you want to have your mama on camera, then your mama is fair game, in my opinion.
That's why I won't bring that. If I go on a TV show, my mama would never be there.
My
mama would never be there. I don't care how much she want to come on TV. You not bringing your ass on this TV. Sorry. Nah. I don't have time to cuss out people. I just don't. And that's too many damn people, especially if it's a popular show. I don't have time for that. My mama would never come on shows. I don't even want to take a phone call.
Let me tell you this. My mom and my mother-in-law. My stepmom might be okay. She kind of timid. But my mom and my husband's mom, I could never bring them on TV. I'm going to have to fight. And if I don't fight, they may whoop my ass. I'm going to just have to fight. I would never bring them. They go crazy. They get crazy. One of them from Chicago, the other from East St. Louis. Nope. They got worse tempers than me. But let's get into the comments, you guys, because that is all that happened on this episode. I'm surprised it is still going, but I'm glad. If you're going to conclude a series, and this is supposed to be the last season of the series, then give it time. Let the storylines play out. I'm okay with that. Kiwan said, "I don't want anyone's husband. Heck, I don't like the single ones." I know. Hang in there, Kiwan.
It's hard. It's hard out here. I'm with you. I'm newly single. Should be a month in a couple of weeks. I'm like, girl, I don't want to do this. I really don't.
I know. Hang in there, y'all. Hang in there. Let me see. Shay has the expectation for someone to literally fight on her behalf in order for her to feel love. Shay needs to control her emotions.
Agreed.
We know this. Shay knows this. Her mama knows it. Her family, Ayanla, went to the bush and wept over it. There's like Shay keeps hearing this, but she doesn't want to change. I think she truly is okay with how she is and thinks the rest of us just aren't as smart. Truly. Joy is a bird. Y'all know how I feel about Hot Topic. She's a miserable bum. I don't know why she's still here.
You know, I keep forgetting who she is. Like every time I see her, and I knew her before, so it's kind of like I keep forgetting who she is. And what's funny is Sonya. I thought that was Arian from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
Arian. I used to love Arian.
I forgot about her. I really did forget about her. I was like, Now, why Arian coming to? When Arian come back to Love and
Arian
Hip
used to
Hop?
be giving Mimi the truth. She gave everybody the truth. I loved her for it.
I did too, because first of all, and then she wasn't scared to beat me. I feel like Arian beat Mimi ass one night. I don't care what nobody think.
She
Because
might have.
she showed wasn't scared of me, but Mimi was cussing her out in her face. She go, I bet you I won't flinch.
Yeah. I don't like when people
I
do that.
did.
Once a friend get in my face like that, the friendship is over. Because I'll never forget it.
Yes.
Every time I
I
look
did
at
think
her,
that was
I have
Arian. I
a
was
flashback.
like, oh, look at Arian. She looked good. Why she got that blue hair? And then I had to remember when you said something gay. I said, oh, that's right. So this whole time I thought that was Arian.
They act like they 5 years old. Now she said not Eliza my age. Well,
That's what I knew. Eliza was older than that. That's why I was like, wait, there's no way. Eliza, something is wrong with her.
we
Something
all
is really
know
wrong. Something,
something's
something seriously. No,
42
I
years
need more
old.
backstory. I need more backstory. I do.
Miami Tip lied to Joy and told her Amara said Joy cussed her mom out. I didn't see that she told her that Joy cussed her mom out. She
I'm gonna
said
go
she
back and
told
watch
the
it.
mom she was a serpent, but I mean, Miami Tip lies, so that wouldn't surprise me.
It's not only does she lie, but she's very insufferable. Like it's almost like I don't want to watch her on TV.
When I see her, I think of Pixar's Toy Story 2 and Mrs. Potato Head every single time. I cannot unsee it. That is exactly what I think of is Mrs. Potato Head climbing the pole.
She do look like that.
I think of Toy Story. Mind you, I love Toy Story. I love Toy Story. I won't watch Toy Story 3 again though. It made me cry. I was like, what the fuck? I'm grown. But I do love Toy Story. I do.
There is nothing worse than an animated show that makes you cry. There is nothing worse than that at your big grown age. There's nothing worse than that. But I tell
I be
y'all,
crying watching these cartoons, Toy
when
Story.
I tell you it was The Fox and the Hound, I still can't watch that movie. Like I
The
will
new Pixar movie Coco, when
can't watch that either.
when
Yep,
they
I
were
saw
showing the
that.
mama Coco and Maleficent. I cried, but I was mad for that bitch. I said, "Ooh, he had her fucked up. Hell hath no fury like a woman that is scorned." Now I want to watch Disney, but I don't have Disney Plus because I ended it with the boycott, thinking I was being for my people. Yeah. Anywho, but that is it, you guys, for this live of Love and Hip Hop Miami. We will be back on my channel again because, as I always say, y'all, all of my shows like to come back and go away at the same time. We'll be back on my channel tomorrow to go over the boring ass, colorless, and emotionalist episode of The Housewives of Beverly Hills. We will also be going over the Valley Persian style. Saturday we'll be live in the morning with Kiwan JTV as well as James from Watch Your Mouth Reviews to go over Love During Lockup. What else? James will be back on his channel whenever they drop the looks for Potomac. We saw Monique's, so whenever we get the rest of the looks, we will put together an updates video, so be on the lookout for that on his channel.
Yes.
Other updates are we will be adding some shows next month. James will be taking on Bell Collective. The same week, I will also be taking on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
That was a mouthful, friend, but you got through it.
That was a lot.
That was a lot to digest. I got you though. You did good, very good.
Lord, I'm like, we got a lot going on. Just be sure to subscribe to James's channel. Links in the description. We also have a playlist on the channel called the Watch Your Mouth Reviews Collabs playlist. I'm also going to be adding 90 Day The Single Life back to my little register. I don't know if James will be here for that.
Of course, I will be.
We have months. You'll probably like the Single Life a lot better.
I like the 90 Day Fiance before the engagement. Y'all, I'm so hooked on these shows now. I didn't watch these shows before. I didn't watch the Love After Lockup or Love During Lockup. I'm getting angry and agitated. 90 Day Fiance, I'm telling you, work on my nerves. Married at First Sight, work on my nerve. All these shows, but I enjoy it. It's such a guilty pleasure. So I will be joining her for all of those shows because I enjoy them all.
I'm also considering Mama June because I watch her every season. But
that's a hard one to do.
I feel like with the newer season, it might be a little easier to do, but what would be hard is being nice with my opinions.
Oh, I'm not gonna be nice. Pumpkin gets everybody ass. Yeah.
But I'm trying to recap different shows and all of that and kind of leave Bravo to James outside of what I have now. So
Yes, outside of what you have now.
Take it, James. Anywho, y'all, happiest of Thursdays, Friday Junior. I hope everyone enjoys their night. Shout out to the Replay Gang. Please subscribe to James's channel as well as Kiwan, JTV, Shayna, and Also Best. And we'll see y'all next time. Thank you, James, and good night.
Good night.
Thank you.